NBA. Thanks. So the opening lineup for the Heat. They've got Dragic. Jimmy Butler is out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Iguodala in at the shooting guard. And for Phoenix, Rubio and Booker. They're the backcourt. Nance out there with Ayton. And it's Oubre in at the small forward position. Adebayo finds Crowder. Nance with some nice D.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Now here's Dragic. Butler on the way. Just 5 on the clock. Trying to get open is Adebayo. Shot's good by Butler. Looking at the long season ahead, Brent, as a veteran player, what are some of the habits that keep your body going strong, staying healthy?
Teams have really gotten hip to the idea that we need to rest our star players as much as possible. So efficiency with the work that they do, I think, is the most important thing. Star guys who get into practice and are on the court for 50 minutes to an hour every day so that there's a rhythm that they can keep and the teammates can keep up along with them on the floor. That's what it's about for those guys. Maintenance, maintenance, maintenance.
Now, here's Rubio. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
Booker knows he's got the ultimate green light, and right now, exploring the three-point line.
Rubio against Dragic. Inside, here's Adebayo. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now, here's Rubio. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Oh, the power on that prudent.
Unreal. How about a few tricks still left up the Andre Iguodala sleeve? Incredible at taking his time that time, but still getting to the rim.
Now Ayton. Pass to Booker. From the arc. Another 3 for Phoenix.
That's a good find from Ayton, understanding the defensive scheme, and he just waited for his teammate to be open.
Dragic kicks to Butler. Second chance shot. The shot will not fall, and Phoenix will come the other way.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
Well, the development for DeAndre Ayton is going to be all about the pick and roll, both how he runs it and defends it.
I agree, Kevin. If he works with Devin Booker out there as an offensive threat and becomes a guy who can roll with good hands and finish, that's a key for their offense. And you look at his size defensively, he can be imposing.
Dragic against Nance. Dragic the pass to Adebayo. Left side, Butler. Shoots over Oubre. They get it again. Crowder. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And out of Marquette, Jay Crowder. I think a sturdy two-way wing player.
A great system player and glue guy. He had his best years with the Celtics. On the final year of this contract, a great value considering what he brings to the table.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Diallo, he's checked in for Nance. Mikal Bridges comes in for Oubre. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Devin Booker. And it's Hill in for Ricky Rubio.
Like to see George Hill distribute to his teammates a heads-up play there.
Passes to Olynyk. Outside Dragic. Over Hill. That one wide left. For Phoenix, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And Forbes kicks to Hill. Pass to Diallo. For 3, Bridges. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Heat trail by 3. Dragic the pass to Robinson. left in the first quarter. Gay scanning the floor. And it's Ayton with the rebound. He's got a clear path. Here's Forbes, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Great effort and gets in a little razzle-dazzle at the end of that one.
Yeah, why not? Show a little creativity, get inside, move that ball around, just make sure you score.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Suns on top. They're up by 5. And back in a moment as we'll... Tough-nosed Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a franchise player.
Call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call it. But
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Miami, we've got Olynyk, Hero out there with Dragic. Then there's Rudy Gay, and it's Robinson in at the small forward.
And they like him to be aggressive. And I think Olynyk has the talent to be a difference maker offensively.
Bridges against Robinson. Diallo kicks to Connaughton. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Up and in on the layup.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Tip of the cap there. I mean, that defense was good. The finish was better.
Here's Dragic. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life. And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, there are some players who are playing good, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams. He's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of the organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Kevin.
And the Suns making a change here. Ayton's checked in. On the wing, it's Iguodala, defended by Booker. It's stolen by Nance. Fast break, here come the Suns. Oubre, no one around him. Again, Phoenix.
Can't lay off Oubre that far. He's good at taking advantage of that separation.
Iguodala, the pass to Adebayo. He dishes it to Crowder. Butler on the wing. 5 on the clock. Crowder kicks to Iguodala. Over Booker. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
And that's just just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
Well, all good things must come to an end. Iguodala was shipped out from the Warriors last year to clear room for D'Angelo Russell. Traded to the Grizzlies to make room for the Warriors in the Russell deal. Ultimately, I think we'll have a great legacy for his time with Golden State.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Booker dishes to Rubio. Good on the shot. And the Suns lead by 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Butler. From deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Good job contesting by Kelly Oubre Jr. there.
That'll do it for the first half. Suns lead by 9. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson, for the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Suns leading by 9. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Larry Nance out there with Kelly Oubre, and it's Ayton in at the 5 spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Dragic against Rubio, who's back up, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
2018, the first name called in the draft was one DeAndre Ayton out of Arizona. This guy is going to be around for a long time.
And when you watch DeAndre Ayton, you really are just floored by how he moves. The amount of speed and agility he has for a player as solid as Ayton is doesn't come around very often.
Another shot, and the layup is good. Ayton's got the lead up to 12 now for Phoenix.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Rockets the pass to Iguodala. Knocked loose, stolen by Rubio. Oh, here we go. Rubio's got it on the fast break chance. And the Nance slams it in.
So pretty when Larry Nance Jr., even at his size, gets a chance to glide.
And those physical attributes of Ayton are so imposing. Greg, who does he remind you of?
I mean, for current players, you see a bit of Embiid and how they both move so fluidly for 7-footers. From the past, I see a bit of David Robinson in this game.
And the shot is good.
And Butler loves getting close to the basket. Once he's down low, he uses that strength and quick release to get shots off.
And Rubio kicks to Booker. The pass to Ayton. Rubio against Dragic. Booker with no one around, and it's off from 3-point range. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Heat. A 12-point game. And it's Butler with the jam.
And the quickness on the drive, Butler showing how lethal he is cutting to the basket.
Rubio finds Booker. Ayton with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Rubio outside. 6 to shoot. Phoenix needs to get off the shot. Here's Ayton. And the Suns miss again.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face. and Devin Booker, where would the Suns' offense be without him?
Probably bottom of the league if no Devin Booker slides on that Suns jersey. One of the purest shooters in the league and one of the most phenomenal young scorers that's come along maybe since Kevin Durant.
And the Suns here with a different look. Bridges, he's checked in for Nance. Pat Connaughton comes in for Kelly Oubre. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Booker. And George Hills subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Then for the Heat, Olynyk, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Gay comes in for Crowder. Robinson is subbed in for Andre Iguodala. The Heat trail by 8. Right side Robinson. Pass to Butler. Kicks it to Olynyk beyond the arc. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Olynyk's got 5.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
That possession's just way more efficient, I think, here tonight. Taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ballgame.
Here's Ayton. Sinks that one from the post. Ayton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's a pretty high percentage shooter from there. Ayton's size and touch, it's a pretty tough combo to go against.
Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Suns leading by 5. Passes it to Bridges. Pass to Connaughton. Takes the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Miami the other way now.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. 4th, the Suns.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Capable of playing either forward, the versatility that Gay has, important in today's league for him to stay around.
Diallo, he's checked in for the Suns. And Miami also making a switch. Heroes checked in. Diallo with it. He's against Gay. And here's Diallo over Gay. And that one goes long. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, just helping them get back into their offensive flow.
Hill deciding where to go with it. The feed to Ayton. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Olynyk.
And you wonder if Ayton's one of those guys who realizes just how physical and tough he can be.
Here's Hero. It's off. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Phoenix ahead. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Sometimes it happens when the offense is struggling, but every now and then this helps with the offensive uptick right there. Great job of setting his teammate up.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for Miami starting the 4th. Rudy Gay is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Hero into the point guard. Left side, Butler.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime. And that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season. Gets out in the country and puts in that work.
Some changes for Phoenix. Nancy's checked in for Ayton. Kelly Oubre comes in for Mikal Bridges. And it's Devin Booker in for Bryn Forbes. The Heat also changing it up. Bam Adebayo is checked in for Olynyk. Jay Crowder comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Iguodala in for Robinson. Throws it up high. Jay Crowder pulls it in. And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, two-a-days, hot yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
Outer dishes to Iguodala. Back to Crowder. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Nance outside. Hill passes to Oubre. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists in the game.
Nice to see Oubre step up and do that.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Booker against Iguodala. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And as most of us expected, Andre Iguodala continues to be a huge factor for anybody that he plays for. With his athleticism waning just a little bit, it's his experience and know-how that impacts the game the most. Just being in the right spot at the right time, taking the right calculated gamble. Andre Iguodala still impacting games at his age.
Rubio outside. From downtown, the Suns keeping it alive. A new 14.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Adebayo, and it's all evened up.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Gets the bucket and the foul. It's going to be on Jay Crowder. And for Iguodala, Brent, staying strong late in his career, he claims that taking up golf has helped him.
You know how many NBA coaches have tried to get away with that very same thing, Kevin? Almost all of them. But according to what Andre says, is the more that he goes out and plays golf and challenges himself as he's playing the course and staying with it mentally, he feels like the more that's helping him on the court. And as he gets to this advanced age where athleticism is going away, it's more about the mindset and the mind game. So tee it up. Maybe that's helping Andre in ways that we don't know about. He's still effective.
And Adebayo throws it down.
How about the awareness there from Butler? The D goes to sleep and Jimmy finds the wide open man.
Booker looking around. In the corner, it's Oubre. Ayton against Adebayo. Ayton kicks to Booker. Phoenix no good that time either. He'd have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Here's Butler. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And now it's a 3-point Heat lead.
And you can see the leadership there that Butler possesses, commanding the rock on important possessions here down the stretch.
And there's the pass to Ayton. Iguodala with the steal. Outside Butler. Good!
And when things are tight, Butler just seems to step his game up. Tremendous score here in the clutch.
Phoenix calls timeout. They trail by 5. 52 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, here's what Monty Williams went over with his team during the timeout. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. See what they can do, Kevin.
And now we've got the intentional foul. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the 4th, and that's an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
You know, and Butler wasn't a starter until midway through his second season. But since then, his minutes have gone up, and his productivity has gone way up. And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Now, here's Dragic. And so it's the Heat winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation.
David, welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this payday. Well, you better believe it. Outstanding, David. Thank you. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Williamson out there with Steven Adams. And it's Ball in at the point. And for Indiana, Satoransky there with Victor Oladipo. And it's Vucevic. Then there's Parker. And it's Middleton in at the 3 slot. Now here is Holiday. Don't let go of the rope in this one, Clark. Hold on tight, buckle in. A lot of pace, a lot of speed between these two teams.
No doubt about it, Kevin. And if you like popcorn, you better be able to eat it with your head up, because this one will be fast and furious.
Well, then you're talking about yourself, because our fans probably don't know this, but you're eating popcorn all the time during these games.
Hey, I love popcorn, and there's nothing like enjoying fresh popcorn in an arena. It doesn't get better than that.
I know it. Here's Ingram. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Brandon Ingram, a nice display of toughness from the young forward here, showing that he can score through just about anything.
And Satoransky kicks to Parker. Back to Satoransky. Just 5 to shoot. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Outside Holiday. There's the pass to Ingram. Now here's Williamson. 23 points for him the last game against Sacramento. Feeds away. Rebounded by Vucevic. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Searching for their first points of the game. Parker inside. Back to Oladipo. Count the basket.
Boy, the floater is one of the most beautiful shots in the game, and when used correctly, Victor Oladipo showing you he's got that shot down pat.
Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 37-point game against Sacramento.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Williamson with it, covered by Parker. The three ball. He can't hit that time. So the Pacers will take it the other way.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Now here's Ingram. After the miss from Vucevic, Ingram attacking. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Oladipo for 3. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for Lonzo Ball. Last season's performance for him. Averaged 10 points per game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And his rookie season, an opportunity to learn the NBA game. He's hoping to take a larger role in his sophomore campaign.
Well, he had the whole summer to work on his game now. I believe he will take that next step forward in his development.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Cantor, he's checked in for Vucevic. TJ Leaf comes in for Jabari Parker. TJ Warren, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's TJ McConnell in for Satoransky. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Clark comes in for Williamson. Etuan Moore, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And it's Austin Rivers in for Lonzo Ball. Pass to Warren. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Rivers. Now Moore. And stolen by McConnell. Here's Middleton. And he uses the glass on the layup.
It's really easy to admire and respect the explosiveness of Middleton. I mean, if you give this guy a lane to the basket, he'll take full advantage of it right away.
Here's Rivers. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Moore against Middleton. Back to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
For New Orleans, their last game a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. McConnell passes to Leaf. Now here's Middleton. Cantor dishes to Middleton. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Clark. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And here's McConnell. Outside Warren. From deep 3-point range, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pelicans on top. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Now, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
You got to credit their defense. Communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for New Orleans right now, they've got Clark. He's out there with Etuan Moore. Austin Rivers is out there with Aaron Baines. And it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard position. Clark, there's nothing like opening night. Preseason in the rearview mirror. Now the games count for real. Terrific time.
Yeah, exciting for everybody because hope springs eternal for all teams in the league after you get beyond preseason. And the games do count. They start calculating and documenting W's and L's.
Here's Rivers. Steps back and drains the jump shot. Rivers has got 5 points so far.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Outside Warren. Kaminsky kicks to Warren. There's the dish to Cantor. Pass to McConnell. Deep. They get it back. Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut down to just one on the bucket from Enes Kanter.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Back to Baines. Pass to Alexander Walker. Offline with his three. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Indiana Pacers. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. We can talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Vucevic checked in for Cantor. Jabari Parker comes in for Frank Kaminsky. Oladipo, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Satoransky subbed in for T.J. McConnell. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Williamson comes in for Clark. Drew Holiday's checked in for Etuan Moore. And Ball subbed in for Austin Rivers.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Holiday gets the bucket. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Satoransky, the pass to Oladipo. Fade away. Can't hit that one. Adams, some nice D. New Orleans in the lead. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball." I think he will. Kevin?
Well, D.A., it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. Leaf checked in for Warren. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for the Pelicans. It's stolen by Adams. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Williamson kicks to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Hey, he's always looking to go downhill, and when he's on the attack, he's going for the dunk.
And though they've made the playoffs 4 straight years, Indiana can't seem to get past the first round.
And it's not for a lack of effort, guys. The effort is there. The chemistry and continuity is there. They suffered a big, untimely injury, the one to Victor Oladipo, and it's been hard for them to attract top free agents as well.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Parker with the steal. Oladipo taking his time here. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Always have to be conscious of Oladipo on the dribble. I mean, he's got some nice street ball handles that can make the defense look like silly putty.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Ingram missing.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
The shot by Satoransky, no good. And here's the fast break. Ball leading the way.
And when Ball has the ball, it's in good hands. He can run the offense, no doubt.
And a close game so far through the first.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust. And that'll do it for our.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Austin Rivers with a strong contribution so far in this one.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Yep, and you know what? He does the dirty work for him. That grit and grind type of work. Always hustling all the time.
Chris Middleton is out there with Jabari Parker. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Vucevic, and it's Satoransky in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And the pass to Oladipo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you hear it all the time about how they say reaching the top can be the easy part. It's the staying there that's the true challenge. And Victor Oladipo achieved stardom, but has to make his way back after his knee injury in early 2019.
Here's Holiday. Pass the ball. The three. And he's good on the 3-ball. Ball's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, Ball, despite the quirkiness of the shot, he does have a quick release, so you got to know he's a threat to score whenever he has it in his hands.
Now, here's Parker. Not a lot of room. They grab their own miss. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, just a perfect, I mean perfect shot fake from Vucevic.
Indiana shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Mike Kaminsky, he's checked in for Indiana. T.J. McConnell comes in for Satoransky. Clark, he's checked in for New Orleans. Rivers comes in for Ball. Middleton against Ingram. Outside Holiday. Clock at 6. This one for 3. Here's Adams. Feeds to Clark. Adams down low. Vucevic on him. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
McConnell with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Shot's good by Middleton. Mark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy that's that dependable.
Holiday against Oladipo. It's stolen by Oladipo. To the left wing. McConnell finds Oladipo. For the lead. Pelicans with the rebound. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. And that one, good.
And the defense, no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Indiana making some changes. Enes Kanter's checked in for Vucevic. TJ Leaf comes in for Kaminsky. And it's TJ Warren in for Oladipo. The Pelicans also changing it up. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Adams. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Drew Holiday. Middleton for three, and the Pacers can't get it to go. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. The lead is 2. A minute 20 left to play in the third. Shots good by Baines.
Yeah, you know, you look at Ingram, and it's not all about scoring with him. He shows he shares the ball as well.
McConnell passes to Leaf. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Kanter. Rebounded by Moore.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Saransky's checked in for T.J. McConnell. Williamson is checked in for New Orleans. All comes in for Austin Rivers.
The second overall pick in 2016, a lot of expectations for Brandon Ingram. If anything, he puts that pressure on himself. This is a young man that wants to be great.
Middleton for three, and Baines pulls it down.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Satoransky against Ball. Here's Middleton. The baseline jumper goes down. Middleton's got 7.
I think Middleton is absolutely dynamic and when he's involved in the pick and roll. He's really skilled at his decision making. He knows when to pass and when to shoot.
Now here's Ball. He's got 5. Here's the 3. Here's Baines. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2 guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter. So it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the 4th quarter going. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Then there's Lonzo Ball. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard. Satoransky against Ball. Shot clock at 6. And Satoransky kicks to Warren for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Ingram passes to Williamson. The rebound by Middleton. Pacers trail by 7. To the right side. Satoransky looking around. Now Warren. From deep 3-point range. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass the ball. With some arc. The Pacers pull it in. Middleton's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Utah Jazz. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Vucevic, he's checked in for Cantor. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Chris Middleton. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry said to his team. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
And it's Vucevic missing. New Orleans leading by 9. Bounce pass Ingram. Here's Holiday. He trains the turnaround jump shot.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Here's Oladipo. Sweet little floater.
Boy, Oladipo has really expanded his game, can do a lot of damage in a lot of different ways at the offensive end. Very polished.
Ball dishes to Ingram. Good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Ingram's got the lead up to 11 now for New Orleans. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Mark, who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the traditional responsibilities of a center?
Well, I tell you, it wasn't until the playoffs of this past season that I got to see Jokic. My goodness, he is a joy to watch. His footwork, his shot making, his skill, and I think his passing is probably the best attribute of his game. But I would put him in that category because he can make the deep three. Embiid is streaky from there. In terms of the balanced approach, I think probably you could throw Karl Anthony Towns in that mix.
Good name. Oladipo misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Williamson kicks to Adams. Passes it to Holiday. Takes the 13-footer. Second shot opportunity. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Vucevic. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pelicans.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
The Pacers making a switch here. Middleton's checked in. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for New Orleans. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Holiday left side. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. That's 10 points for Drew Holiday.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until
Wizards. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Wilson Chandler out there with Bridges, and it's Gibson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Van Vliet. Passes it to Doncic. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Opening day, Chris. In your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
Two types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
Little chip on their shoulder, in other words.
Yeah. And then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Chandler with the steal. Here's Beal, and finished off by Beal.
Beal is so dangerous in the open floor. He can burn you with his speed, his shooting, in pretty much every way.
Van Vliet kicks to Hunter. Doncic. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Doncic has got 6.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far. Perfect 3-for-3 start.
Outside, Wall. Here's Beal. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And at times, Chris, reporters have talked about a rift between Beal and Wall. But you know what? Beal has nothing but great things to say about his backcourt mate.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, Beal has said himself that he believes a lot of his success is due to Wall. I mean, Bill's production with Wall sideline flourished. I mean, but Bill would much prefer to have Wall by his side.
Now here's Van Vliet. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the 3 like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
Here's Van Vliet. Softly drops in the floater.
Their hot start keeps getting hotter. 5 for 5 now to keep things going.
Here's Wall. The Mavericks pull it in. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
Think about how many minutes that cost their starters. No question that had an impact on such a close game.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis has got his second basket.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 40-point game against New York.
And there was a lot he gave him on that other end of the floor. Don't forget about that. His defense was a big factor. He ended up with 3 steals.
Now here's Doncic. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Some nice passing here by Dallas. 3 on the clock. Pulls it up. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. To stop the run, Wall gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year. But the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
And yes, it's good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for Washington. Trailing here by 8. Down low, releases, and there's Chandler. That's good on the assist from Wall.
This is why you can't leave guys open around Wall. He'll notice it and exploit it.
Doncic passes to Hunter. Porzingis with the ball. Ball's knocked loose. Bridges with the steal. And now Beal pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. 26 seconds left in the first. Van Vliet passes to Gobert. Now Van Vliet. Doncic outside. Over Beal. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 8.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Wall wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq. And
Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Jones. Colin Sexton is out there with Curry. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Porzingis in at the 4 slot.
Well, the young bull, Colin Sexton, getting a lot of playing time in his rookie season. Allowed him to play through his mistakes. And that's what you hope for coming in.
No good from Beasley. Mavericks leading by 6. Curry finds Jones. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And even as the Cavaliers lagged at the very bottom of the standings, Greg, Sexton public described the season as fun. Would that bother you as a veteran?
Losing seasons, they suck. I mean, no other way to put it. I think he cares about winning, but keeping that positivity is probably the best approach.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Rudy Gobert. Here's Beasley and the upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. On Saturday, they'll head back home to host the Phoenix Suns. And then on Monday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
And the first one drops. Chris, is there someone you competed with that you feel is underrated by history, has not been given their due?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think when you look at White Chalk and Jason Williams, what he started in the culture of play and what he continued. And you look at Ben Wallace, who I played with 4 years at Washington, and he was coming off the bench there, and we saw that potential with him. I mean, the way he led the league in rebounding, his defensive prowess. I mean, the Pistons wouldn't have had a championship and gotten to another final if it wasn't for him. And also, I got to shout my man out, Mike Bibby and Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the best shooters I've played with.
Oh, great names, and I totally agree. To the inside, and stolen by Napier. And the layup's good off the glass.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Is Smith. He's checked in for Washington.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Smith, how he performed last season. Was in at about 9 points per, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. Tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
Barea, the pass to Sexton. Clock at 6. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by the Wizards.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Smith outside. Over Jones. Smith, no luck. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Mavericks.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding. Smith is a fighter, someone who usually doesn't back down from anyone, especially on these types of shots.
Correa, the pass to Porzingis, and here's Jones. Dallas moving it around. Sexton with it, working on Smith. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Wizards trail by 5. Here's Milton. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Smith, the pass to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Now, here's Sexton, covered by Smith. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the half. To end the drought, Correa, no good.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And it's Beasley finishing it off.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. They get a hand on it. Sexton, and Gibson sends it back.
And Gibson just out here to play hard defense, showing great awareness coming up there with that block.
Now the pass to Curry. Finished off the break. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's Dallas. They lead by 3. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying, no rebounds, no rings. How important is it to continue to have 5 guys?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They have a narrow 3-point lead. Kenny, some perspective, please.
You can see where the priorities are. Rebounding, and then more rebounding. They made a concerted effort.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
All runs the point with Beal at the 2. Bridges out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Gibson in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the route for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
Gobert trying to get open. Porzingis can't hit. Washington trailing. With the floater, and Beal lays it in. Beal's got 9.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Yeah, Kevin, and it didn't happen overnight, but it's clear that Bradley Beal is a franchise player. I mean, he's worked on his game year to year, and now he's a superstar in this league.
Pass to Doncic. From deep. Rebounded by the Wizards. Outside Beal, but he stays with it. Outside Wall, tries again. He lays it in. Wall's got his second bucket.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And Chris, with Beal, it's in large part due to how he has expanded his game, which means he now impacts the game more.
Yeah. Well, Beal moves so much on both offense and defense. He's a very active player. He's never passive on the floor, and he looks for ways to inject himself into games. Well, that makes him 4 for 5. I mean, I think that's pretty good numbers. I mean, they've got to be pleased with how things are playing off so far.
Dallas calls timeout.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
Napier, who's checked in for Taj Gibson.
And looking now at some numbers for Wall. He's coming off an excellent season. He put up about 20 points per game last season, 8 assists and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah. It gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Beal, the pass to Bridges. That one's not going to go. Nice D from Doncic. Mavericks trailed by 3. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. To the paint. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
Chandler dishes the Wall. Pass to Napier. Over Hunter. And it's Napier missing. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Van Vliet. Banked in off the glass. Fans, broadcasters love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game, so anything that takes away from teams scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score, don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because a player holds the ball too long. Right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they could pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight on the break.
Passes it to Doncic. Fires from 14. Again, the Mavericks score.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Ball passes to Bridges. He dishes it to Napier. Elbow shot. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Van Vliet. The wide open look here for Porzingis. That 3 off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Wall looking it over. Over Porzingis. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Wall. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Mavericks lead by 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. Let's take a listen now to Scott Brooks.
First part of that possession was bad. The back part of it was good. We make extra passes.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Rudy Gobert is out there with Hunter. Then there's Seth Curry. Then it's Jones. And it's Sexton in at the 1. Count it. Good.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior. 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Milton the pass to Smith. Here's Milton. Kicks it to Bridges to tie it up. Sexton grabs the board.
Okay, they came close there to tying it up.
That was a really important possession, especially at this stage of the game. Painful miss.
And there's the patience you want to see from Sexton. Eyes up and finds the open man.
Here's Milton with the teardrop, and the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Gobert's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Beasley kicks to Smith. Back to Beasley. The pass to Smith. Over Jones. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Smith.
Smith may not shoot often, but when he does, it's usually a high percentage attempt.
Dallas calls timeout.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. Has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
To the middle. It's tipped. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Is on Colin Sexton.
You know, Kevin, the resiliency of Smith is something you have to admire. He's bounced around the league, but has finally become a valued rotation player.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to get you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
Bridges shot. Good.
Just so precise off the pass. I like how Bridges prepares himself to shoot as the ball is coming his way.
Jones finds Sexton. Good work defensively by Smith.
His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have the lead anyway.
There's a fearlessness that Bridges brings to this team. He just welcomes the chance to take important shots.
Pass to Gobert. Over Gibson. Not going to go that time. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Curry against Beasley. Count that one. And now it's a 3-point Wizards lead.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 3. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, John Wall.
Sensational game for him in terms of shooting efficiency. He's taken nothing but high percentage shots. That's how he's managed to hit over 60% from the field. I mean, making just about everything he's looked at.
Here's what Washington's scoring looked like. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Shake Milton. Beal comes in for Malik Beasley. And it's John Wall in for Smith. It's the first that brings them within 2 here. He's perfect from the line this time. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Doncic against Beal. Over in the corner, Chandler. And the 3 off target. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the 4th quarter. Van Vliet finds Gobert. Dallas moving it around. Now Doncic, 6 to shoot. Beal with the steal. Gobert with the defensive effort.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion and protect the rim right there.
Here's Doncic. Yes!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hand. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
The field is so strong. He takes contact well. He's phenomenal at getting the D to whack him when he's trying to shoot the ball.
He sinks the clutch free throw. And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
Wrong guy to put on the line in the close game. You know he's not going to miss.
Down low for Porzingis. It falls!
And you got to respect Luka's passing skills. Just a multi-talented player who is all about sharing the basketball.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seconds left in the game. It's good.
And that bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're behind by 1. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
Yeah, down by 1. You'd expect them to go for 2 here unless they get something wide open on the perimeter.
And here is Van Vliet. He kicks to Hunter. Porzingis feeling it out of it. Yes! And the foul. Taj Gibson picks one up.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Ice in the veins right there. They're one stop away from winning this thing.
And a deep 3 from Beal. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now we'll send it over to David. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. over the last couple months, the scope of that for Green.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Now Golden State's starting five. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Draymond Green is out there with Chris, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Otto Porter Jr. And it's DiVincenzo in at the shooting guard position. Thus far in his young career, Jonathan Isaac's strength, I think, Doris, his defense.
That has everything to do, Kevin, with his blend of length and mobility. This guy can be extremely disruptive on that end of the floor, and Jonathan Isaac will grow offensively as well. Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Well, Kevin, I asked him, what are some of your main concerns? And he said, we're dealing with a team that can really light it up from the outside. So it's essential that we don't give them open looks from deep, or we'll be in trouble. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Devising a strategy to take away that three-point shot.
Klay Thompson has a reputation as a long, tenacious defender. This guy excels at realizing when to go for it.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. That's tipped. Pass to Isaac. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For the Knicks, it's been a slow start here. 9-point game. Dinwiddie finds Robinson. Pass to DiVincenzo. And again, it's the Knicks missing. The Warriors have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. The pass to Chris. Dinwiddie against Curry. Baseline jumper, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
And guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
On the wing, Porter. Pass to Randall, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen. Here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive number 1 pick, he's going number 1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Outside for Curry. Floats one up, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
It's absolutely incredible to me the amount of work Steph Curry has to put in order to get open shots. The reason every defender is using every trick at his disposal to slow him up. And you have to, guys, right? Because if he gets an inch of room, it's over.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Then McLemore comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Brown in for Dinwiddie. And Doris with the physicality of defense on Curry. He doesn't get a lot of free throws out of it.
Well, you think about Steph Curry's willingness to attack a closeout, right? Teams want to get him off the three-point line. So he has got to be willing to attack the cup, and he's more than capable of getting there.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
Now here's Brown. Randall outside. Back to Brown. Passes to Kennard. No good with the triple.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot up three. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Pass to Randall. Shoots over Portis, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Knicks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. The Knicks making a switch here. Turner's checked in, and Golden State also making a change. Dion Waiters checked in for Steph Curry. 16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer. And so it's the Golden State Warriors riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be... So much talent on this Warriors team. Draymond Green talks about how it all meshes together.
The way I judge, whether we can play.
Greg, defense is Draymond's specialty, no question about it.
And it all starts on that end. The Warriors feel like if they take care of business at that end, the offense will take care of itself.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin the second quarter. They've got Muscala. Portis is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then there's Dion Waiters. And it's Thibault in at the 2. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. And New York making a change here. Robinson's checked in.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
It can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Here's Portis. The shot's good. Portis has got his first 2 points of the night.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Here's Kennard. The pass to Turner. And here is Brown. Back to Turner. They could use a bucket. It's rebounded by Portis. Warriors have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They beat the Warriors during their last encounter in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But in that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
Oh, no doubt. Playing aggressively, forcing the action, that often works in your favor, and it did the last time around.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Luke Cornett. McLemore has come in for Evan Turner. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Brown. Curry passes to Thompson. His three-pointers off the mark. The Knicks have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here's Dinwiddie. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by the Warriors.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is